Hello and peace. This is Grandmaster Reginald Strauss Sr., also known as Brother Teacher. I just wanted to put this video out as part two to the first video. I never intended to have a part two, howbeit it seems to be necessary on some level. A couple months ago, I submitted a video entitled Victor Moore has never beat Bruce Lee, and nor anyone else for that matter, for the most part. And I've received a lot of responses from individuals with their take on that statement. Um, let's understand this, first of all, my friends. I am not browbeating Grandmaster Moore. I know him personally, again. I love him very dearly. I'm just responding to something that's been said for many, many years. Now, I'm appealing to people's intellectual property in their minds to speak as decent individuals and human beings and not attack one another. Fortunately, no one has attacked me per se, outside of just general responses to the statement, Victor Moore never beat Bruce Lee. And let me go back to the very beginning of the video and its whole premise. First of all, for many years, it's been said that by Grandmaster Moore himself that he beat Bruce Lee. I can't say what his motives are, but when you say beat someone, you usually are referring to a tournament situation or a competition. To be quite frank, it was a demonstration. Basically, Bruce Lee asked Grandmaster Moore to block his punch. Grandmaster Moore says that he blocked one of Bruce Lee's three punches. Now, from what I've seen in the video back in the 60s when this demonstration took place, I could not ascertain that that even happened. It seemed to me that Grandmaster Moore did not block the punch. Now, outside of that, a competition, a fight, if you will, even in reality or even in a tournament setting, is one situation and a demonstration is another situation. Even if you did block an individual's punch, it doesn't mean that you beat the person. It does not lend any credibility to you being able to beat that person as well. So I think the whole idea of saying that you beat someone needs to be reworded. I blocked his punch should have been more in the ballpark. So there have been people who have chimed in on my Facebook and on my YouTube channel saying that, Bruce Lee was not a martial artist. He was overrated. He was an actor only, and he wasn't as good as people said that he was. I tend to disagree. This is not my feeling. This is not my opinion. This is based on many, many years of study and research on Bruce Lee. And not just Bruce Lee alone, but the martial arts in general. And what I do know to be a fact is that Bruce Lee is the most celebrated human being in the martial arts history to date. There's no one that has ever paralleled Bruce Lee's achievements in martial arts. I am not saying that there are not individuals who are as good as Bruce Lee was, or even better than Bruce Lee was. I'm saying the record speaks for itself. Bruce Lee is the most celebrated martial artist of the 20th and the 21st century. That cannot be disputed. And if he was not, then go to YouTube, go anywhere on the World Wide Web, and you will find that his name supersedes and exceeds every other martial arts or martial arts practitioner that we know. So that says it all. And most of these guys that are making these statements that they beat Bruce Lee or could have beaten Bruce Lee, it's after he's dead. They didn't purport those things when Bruce Lee was alive. They didn't confront him, and it was not media savvy at the time. No one mentioned this in the media. It is only 30, 40 years after the man has passed away do all of these so-called allegations come to surface, like any other celebrity. And it's really a shame. And Bruce Lee has documented, his fighting system, what he actually did in his life. Now, we know he studied some Tai Chi with his father originally, but his claim to fame was Wing Chun under Yip Man. Now, that was his base right there, the Wing Chun. And after that, he studied some boxing. He studied various other martial arts. And I haven't heard a video of one martial arts master that has passed, Joe Louis, saying that Bruce Lee was picking up things from this person and that person, and kind of formulating it together. I mean, who doesn't learn from somebody else? But Bruce Lee did have a foundation already. If you have a foundation and you have vested most of your life in martial arts, there's nothing wrong with looking at another style, another system, and picking things from that fits you. And that was the whole premise behind Jeet Kune Do. So let's not get it twisted. He knew exactly what he was doing. He was a fanatic. He was an expert. He was relentless in his training, and his body, his physique is indicative of that fact. It is evident of that fact. If you look at Enter the Dragon, the last film that he did before he had an opportunity to see what the box office brought to that film, you will find that Bruce Lee's musculature was beyond normal. Even one of the great bodybuilders, Joe Weider, said that he had a very analytical, perfect body. That's not to say that no one else has a decent body or a nice body. Bruce Lee ate, slept, martial arts. He loved this. This was his passion. He was a perfectionist. And if you look at him, you can tell that. And it has also been recorded how fast Bruce Lee was. Even in the films that he had made, the camera had to be slowed down because of Bruce Lee's speed. So when people say that, oh, he wasn't a great fighter, he didn't know anything about street fighting, he was just an actor, all he knew was a little this and a little that and so forth, ask all of the Jeet Kune Do schools and the Jun Fan schools all over the world if Bruce Lee was just an actor. He's not down in the record books as just an actor. Bruce Lee is down in the record books as the greatest martial artist that's ever graced this planet. Now, I'm not saying that because I am a person that adores Bruce Lee. And he's not the only martial artist that I look up to, but he was the impetus for me starting martial arts. So it was the Bruce Lee era during the late 60s all the way up until the early 80s. And then after that, it took another swing. But for the most part, he opened the door for a lot of martial artists and prospective martial artists to come out and to exhibit their craft. If it were not for Bruce Lee, it would have been someone else, perhaps. But Bruce Lee happened to be the golden child. He happened to be the one that made martial arts hit this particular continent called North America in the Western world like a storm. And everybody started copying him. So if he was just an average person or average martial artist, how in the world did he get such world acclaim like that? We're not talking about a backyard martial artist. We're not talking about somebody who's just known in their community. This man was known in the martial arts community throughout the world, and he still have hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of followers to this very day. And he's been dead since 1973. What do you say to that? Just because a lot of these people have not reached the level that Bruce Lee did, it's easy to point a finger and browbeat that man. But it doesn't make your story correct. It doesn't make it accurate. You can't say that there's a demonstration, I'm giving a demonstration, and just because this demonstration went supposedly in your favor, you beat someone. That's not a fight, my friend. It is a demonstration. I've done hundreds of demonstrations in my life. I don't call it a fight, it's a demonstration. You're exhibiting something, and that's the end of it. Outside of that, if his mindset was to fight someone, then he would turn on that particular part of his mind. We're in battle. But at a demonstration, that's not the case. So we need to wake up and see things as they really are. And again, this is not my opinion. This is factual. And a lot of these people that are making these assertions have not even studied Bruce Lee's life thoroughly. That this guy, he's made 5 major motion pictures and so forth, and he's given all this credit, and he's gracing magazine covers, and he just had a statue erected to him not too long ago in China and things like this. Who has that done to them that's outside of Bruce Lee? He doesn't have the statue erected because he's a great actor. Acting was part of his family. That's how he grew up. His father was an actor. But don't take the credibility away from the man just because you didn't reach that level. It's just that plain and simple. So I love you. God love you. And I hope that these people that are weighing in or supposedly weighing in stop attacking each other on my channel, and using all kinds of colorful language. Those individuals there need to grow up. And those individuals actually need to find some discipline themselves, because that is not indicative of a master. Not to say a black belt, at minimum. You don't use profanity over the internet, over the television, over the radio, and you say that you're supposed to be someone honorable and representing martial arts, because you actually are something else and not a martial artist. This is Grandmaster Reginald Strauss Sr., and I hope that you take this to heart and that you listen and that you study diligently and find the facts and find the logic in the things that you say, and don't just say them just because it seems the right thing to say. I'm out. Bless you.